Good afternoon, students. Today our theme is healthy bodies and countable and uncountable nouns. Learning objectives. The first one, understand the main points of short, slow, and carefully articulated talk on a limited range of general and some curricular topics. The second one, to spell a growing number of familiar high-frequency words accurately during guided writing activities. And today we are going to talk about the first one, new words about illnesses. The next, how to recognize a word, countable or uncountable. And the last one, do some tasks using countable and uncountable nouns. And let's learn new words. The first one, a twisted ankle. Repeat after me, a twisted ankle. The next, a cut. A stomach ache, a backache, the flu, a headache. Okay, good job. And now let's use these new words. Task 1. Listen to people talking about health problems. What is each person's problem? Write the correct letter. And now let's watch the video.
1. Rick.
I have an awful backache. I was lifting heavy weights at the gym yesterday, and I think I must have pulled a muscle. If it doesn't get better soon, I'll have to see the doctor.
2. Judy.
I was hiking up a mountain yesterday, and I slipped and twisted my ankle as we were going down a steep path. It's so painful, I can hardly walk. I bandaged it, but it still hurts. If it isn't better tomorrow, I'll go to the doctor.
3. Nancy.
I flew back from Australia last week, and I think I caught the flu from someone on the plane. The only time I get the flu is after a long flight. I've been taking pills for it, but I still feel sick.
4. Tom.
I went out to dinner a few days ago with a friend. We went to a very good seafood restaurant, but I think there was something wrong with the fish because my stomach really started hurting. I had to go to the hospital to get some medicine for it because it hurt so much. It's much better now.
5. Renee.
I was working in the garden last week and I cut my leg. It was a pretty deep cut, so I had to go to the doctor. She put some stitches in it. They'll be in for another week.
Okay, and I will give you 30 seconds to write the correct letter. And now let's check the correct answers. The first one, Rick has a backache. Judy twisted ankle. Nancy has the flu. Tom has a stomach ache. And the last one, Renee cut her leg. If you answered right, good job. So next, and now let's learn new rules. Countable and uncountable nouns. The first one, countable nouns, are easy to recognize. They are the things that we can count. For example, pen. We can count pens. We can have 1, 2, 3 or more pens. Now let's give some more examples. For example, a cat. We can count cat. We can count 1 cat or 2 cats or 3 cats and so on. The next one, a dog. Dogs. It is countable nouns. The next, uncountable nouns are substances, concepts that we cannot divide into separate elements. We can count them. For example, we can count milk. We can count bottles of milk or liters of milk, but we can't count milk itself. Now let's give some examples. There are uncountable nouns. The first one is water, butter, sugar, and jam. And now, let's do the task. You need to recognize if the word countable or uncountable. For example, chocolate. Chocolate is uncountable, and then I put the letter U because it's uncountable. The next, apple. I can count apple because it's countable. Then I put the letter C. I will give you 2 minutes to do this task. Begin. And now let's swap your notebooks and check each other. I will give you 1 minute. Good job. The next task. You need to choose one of these types of food and tell about is the food healthy or unhealthy. Good job. And now let's do the reflection. Now I will give you cards and there you can write you liked the lesson or you didn't like the lesson. For example, I liked the lesson because it was interesting, or I didn't like the lesson because it was boring. Let's do this. And your homework, activity book, page number 46, exercise 3 and 4. Goodbye, children.